Hello, this is Homebrew Wednesday #1. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the last beer I brewed, but first let's kick it off with pouring one of these Abita Grapefruit IPAs. Abita is a brewery out of New Orleans. This is one of my favorites of the season. These only come out in wintertime, so get them while you can. They are one of my favorites. Real nice grapefruit flavor. All the good stuff out of a grapefruit that you would want. Just that real citrusy taste, none of the bitterness. Also has that nice IPA bite as well. You can even see particles of grapefruit floating around in there too. Just tastes really fresh, really delicious. I almost wish we had this in summertime. Last Sunday, I brewed a clone of Bell's Two-Hearted Ale. I got that out of an issue of Zymergy a couple of years ago. Found it to be a really spot-on clone. It was actually developed by a couple people, a couple guys that work in the general store over at the Bell's Brewery. I've made it a bunch of times. It turned out really well. Let's go take a look.
Let's take a look at the grain bill. 75% two-row, 21% pale malt, 4% C40, and that's a 13 1/3 pound grain bill with an original gravity of 1063. Doing a 1600 milliliter starter. Always do starters in my brews. I enlisted some help. Need a little bit of extra help grind all that grain. Got the kids involved. Had some fun grinding it up. Hit the temp right on.
So this is day 5 of the fermentation of the Bell's Two-Hearted Ale clone. Things are going pretty well. It slowed down quite a bit. Only getting a couple bubbles, every minute. I had to build this box for the basement because it's a little too cold. Down here it's about 55 degrees in the middle of winter. So let's take a look at it. I remembered a blow-off tube. I don't want to be a dummy and have it explode all over the place. Okay, so I took the blow-off tube off of the top because the real heavy fermentation has stopped, so nothing's coming out the top anymore, but it's still bubbling quite a bit here, I guess. Definitely seeing some movement in the wort. So I built this box because it gets a little too cool here on the basement floor. And what I did is I've got a heating pad underneath that is connected to Johnson Controls temperature regulator here. And I kind of ramped that up a little bit at the end of fermentation here. Try to keep things going a little bit. Read 60 right now because I took it off of the bottle. Okay, I got that fermentation chamber all back together, and that's going to need to sit in there a good couple more days so I can finish that out and then put it over into the secondary fermenter before I do the dry hopping. So that about does it for this week's Homebrew Wednesday. That beer should be ready about 2 weeks from now, so we'll give that a try and see how it turns out. Cheers.